Hi, everybody. Answering questions about returning to school and safety and different procedures. Question was asked: if my child won't wear a mask, should I keep them home? Are they? How much more at risk are they of catching coronavirus if they do not wear a mask? So one of the, in my opinion, the errors that had happened in messaging from the CDC was the explaining that masks only protect everybody else and they don't really protect you. And I find that incredibly hard to believe. If something is fitting properly with a mask, then it is providing a level of protection for you because you also have this barrier that's now between your nose and your mouth with very little space for other air to get in. So yes, by far it has the most protection of protecting other people, but it does provide some level of protection for the individual. And of course, wearing a face shield provides additional, especially to the eyes, unless the person's wearing goggles. Now, in terms of the question is, should my kid keep my kid home? Okay, the way that I've been trying to look at everything is through the lens of the word essential. Okay, at the beginning, we talked about essential workers, essential businesses, really asking ourselves the question, is it essential that I, or a family member does something? Okay, and in a question such as a child, especially a special needs child or a young child, there are certainly situations where the ability for them to learn, especially the youngest ones with social emotional learning, watching mouths move as part of learning proper language. That's of course very important for child development, and because of the fact that we seem to see the youngest of children to be the least likely to spread, that's why there's the cautious optimism that having the youngest of kids be in some schools. I realize that some schools are allowing that and some schools are not. But I understand that there are going to be some situations. So again, to ask myself, is it essential? Okay, if I have a child who just will not do e-learning, won't sit in front of it, won't pay attention, I can't trust that my kid will even pay attention to it or be in the room for it. Those are questions that I think are fair to ask. Okay, and if a child will not learn in an e-learning setting, then it's a fair thing to look at. But I would still say, for the older kids, that it's still required to get them to wear masks, because we're talking about not just the safety of the person who's wearing it, but the safety of everybody else. And with our new understanding about how aerosols, as opposed to droplets, stay in the air much longer and travel much further distances, especially if keeping to just 6 feet, which is how desks are usually going to be arranged, that may not be enough protection to everybody in the room, including the individual. Thank you.